This episode is sponsored by LeftFieldDrumBreaks.com. Right now, all of our listeners can get 30% off using the code RIBBON. That's right, 30% off at LeftFieldDrumBreaks.com on all of their packs using the code RIBBON. Shout out to AJ Hall for making this happen. Now, on to the episode. You're recording right now? Go ahead, you can count it down.
3,
Uh-huh.
2,
Uh-huh.
Uno.
Which one is my camera? Bang. Yo, what's going on, y'all? It's your boy, Devvon Terrell, and welcome to the My Audio Nerds podcast, the podcast for audio nerds like yourself. Please make sure you comment, like, and subscribe. Also, we're going to switch it up a little bit. Please, one lucky person that comments on our YouTube video is going to get the gold version, VIP edition of the HMD Rosetta EQ. That's right. I said on the YouTube comments, please put your @name so we can hit you and make sure we get this to you. So make sure you give us your @name on Instagram. We'll DM you, and then we'll get that over to you. Absolutely. So, my name is Devvon Terrell. I'm a Pro Tools user, but we have something very special for you guys today. I'm going to hand it over to this astute gentleman here. Yo, you got 8 and 9? Yo, I put you on a mad stuff. Yo, I put you on a mad stuff.
No.
I want my credit.
I found that individually, but you have put me on the mad stuff. I'm not going to say it that way.
I'm just blown away.
Hey, guys, what's going on? If you don't know me yet, my name is
out.
LJ. I'm a FL user. Hi. What's going on, bro?
What's poppin', my guy? We chilling? We on the same couch today.
Oh, yeah.
It's been a minute.
I'm with it.
It's been a minute.
We've never been on the same
I don't
couch.
like it.
Right? No,
I don't like it.
Gang.
Oh, yeah, we wasn't for the Ali episode.
No.
Damn, that's crazy.
I was here. Ali was over there.
Oh, we
Yeah,
was on the
that's
same couch.
I feel like we was.
Oh, yeah, I was.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was.
We couch buddies.
That's a
pause.
fact.
It's good.
That's what
It's
you
good
do.
vibes. It's good vibes when that happens. But what's up, guys? It's your boy Courtney, the Ableton actuator. I got a lot.
He
worked
on that.
I had one last night
and was like, yo,
I
I'm
had
trying
one
to
last
find
night.
my
My fault. That was whack. What was the one I had last night? I'm about to look at
had
y'all about to see me
Amaretto.
looking in the chat right now. It was fire.
Amaretta?
Ableton Amaretta.
The Ableton Amaretto, like a liquor. No, what I say?
It was
what did I
Amaretta,
say?
and you confused the hell
I said
out of
something
me.
better. I said something. Nah, I can't remember.
Better than that? No, man, I doubt it.
All good. It's all good
It's
because
all
we
good. We'll
got.
figure it out.
We don't know what his DAW is yet, but we have a very, very special guest.
That's right.
This is my guy. You've heard him on Kid Cudi. You've heard him on Jack Harlow Records.
Right.
Queen Naja.
Queen Naja.
Westside Gun. Russ. Everybody in Boom Bap uses his drums. It's my boy AJ Hall.
What's
going on, y'all? What's going on,
Clap it
y'all?
up
Clap it up one
AJ Hall,
time.
y'all.
Nah.
Clap it up one time.
Nah, I will
What's
say
going on,
I'm
man?
really excited for this episode.
Yeah.
It's somebody who I was just a fan of just using his kits.
Right.
He heard. We talked about him on the episode. I guess he heard.
Yeah.
He got in touch. I got a custom order from him.
Right.
And this shit blew me away. We're gonna talk about that.
Got you.
But for sure. But he has some of my favorite live. No, not my favorite. The only live drums that I use.
Right.
I'm not exaggerating.
Right.
AJ, how you been, bro?
I've been well, man. Thank you for that introduction. Jesus.
Come
Heck
on.
yeah. You know what's funny?
heavy,
and
man.
I did want to bring this up. I remember how this kind of all came about, which I thought was funny when LJ, because we all have, like, there's a bunch of people that have access to that Help Me Devvon, like Instagram and stuff like that.
Sure.
So I remember he hit me. I was like, holy oh my God, bro, AJ Hall's in the DM, bro.
Yes, for sure.
And I was like,
No shame.
I was like, what? I was like, all right, let me check it out, bro. Like everything's cool. And I went, and then that's when he went on the whole range. Then that's when you and I started talking.
I was on his
okay.
behind.
He was like,
if
yo-
anybody, any companies, any influencers, he doesn't like to respond to y'all. So
That's a lie. He's lying. He's
But
lying.
There was like, I checked the DM one day and it was like 2 days. And I'm like, yo, bro, open the DM, bro. Just open the DM.
A bunch of Instagram comments, but with AJ, I was like, holy stuff, it's AJ Hall. Now we started talking and stuff like that, but then I know that you guys were communicating
Absolutely,
too, so I would just like bet.
Yeah.
And then when he mentioned,
was
that
coming
you
to
were
town,
available and coming
Yeah,
to town,
yeah,
we were
yeah.
like, yo, let's have him
Yeah.
on. We'd love to have you on. So
I'm on tour tomorrow, so I hit.
at that.
Got
I hit
you,
Levin's.
got you.
I hit Levin's, and I was like, yo,
Yeah.
I'm gonna be in Massachusetts this day, but if
Right.
I come to New York a day early,
right,
can we link? And he was like, oh yeah.
heck
And
yeah,
AJ
Thank you. Appreciate that, bro.
I would
Yeah.
like to say, and I'm prematurely saying this, but I'm going to say it.
What?
You're the last guest on that couch, my brother.
Oh,
on this couch.
On this couch.
On this
Yeah,
couch.
because
Okay,
we're
okay.
switching
You're the last-
homes.
Yeah, we
okay.
switching
Soon,
homes
that
Yeah.
soon come. Y'all seen the studio build tour.
Yeah,
Y'all
yeah.
know what's coming.
Yeah, so we've
That's
been building a new set and stuff like that, and that's going to be where we're gonna pretty much go. And AJ's the last
Yeah, for
like
sure.
guest
So
on
clap it
that
up, clap
couch.
it up, clap it up.
One time.
It's the
I got
opposite
a
of
quick
Maiden
question.
Voyage.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What's funny is these are gonna be the same couches. They're gonna be over there,
Oh,
so
so-
we're just gonna move them.
Bet.
Yeah.
But
last
yeah,
one in this
in this
room.
space. Yeah,
I
it's
got a
last
quick
one in this
question.
space. What's
before,
up?
Before we get into this,
What's
right?
good?
I know we moving studios and everything.
Yeah.
Who's getting the inbox?
Who's getting the inbox? That inbox is coming with me to the studio.
For what?
Because
got
it's
like
amazing.
You got 2 prisms, bro.
I don't care. And by the way,
And you got the apogee.
hold on.
Yeah,
So
see.
I'm switching we're not switching interfaces, but I'm about to go and try a new interface.
Bet.
So I have Prism Sound. It's always been my interface of choice, but I'm about to start trying the Symphony IO.
Okay.
The special edition.
Yeah.
And the reason why is because I need more outputs, because obviously Atmos and things like that is
of course.
becoming more of a thing. So I just want more, and I don't want to use 2 prisms where I can only max 48 kilohertz and stuff like that.
Right.
So my question, AJ, since we're just talking about interfaces and stuff like
Sure.
that, first question is, what interface are you using right now? Because I know you do drums and stuff like that. So obviously I know you got a ton of ends and stuff like that.
Sure,
What
sure.
interface are you using right now?
This is actually gonna shock people, man. I'm actually. So check it out. I make boom bap grimy drum breaks.
Right.
So it's only right that I'm actually down bad with my interface. Dog, I'm using a Tascam 16x8.
And you know
Really?
what?
Yeah.
And you know what? That sound that
Yeah.
you're getting is perfect for what you're doing.
It's dope, man.
Yeah, I
would
and it's
never
honestly, I don't need a patch bay to use on my outboard gear.
Uh-huh.
Like to run my breaks to tape, I don't actually need a patch bay because it's got 16 ins and 16 outs. I'm only using 10 mics. So the other ins and outs, it's stereo in and out, stereo in and out, stereo. I have 3 more spots for outboard gear, and I don't need a patch bay. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
So the interface just works by itself.
Right.
You know what I'm
So
saying?
as far as your chain and stuff like that, can you just take me through your recording chain as far as from the mic, obviously placements of your drum stuff like that, but from the mic placement to all the way getting into that DAW, can you tell me about that? Like what is that like?
The earlier packs that I put out in like 2019, 2020, honestly, stuff that I recorded in 2020 and then put out in 2021 that was like in a house that I had in New Orleans. It was just get the mics around the kits however you can.
Right.
Just literally like, does that work right? Yeah, cool.
Right.
Go in, you know.
Right.
But recently it's become a more streamlined thing where all my mics are set up. They're all on like rotating stands to where if I need to move a kick drum, I just move the kick drum mic this way and then I can bring the kick drum back out. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, wow,
It's
okay.
more like streamlined. to where I
Right.
get
So you
everything.
could just kind of manipulate and kind of change the sound how you want.
Yeah,
and stuff
exactly.
in the
exactly.
moment.
Like if I want to change the top snare mic, it's on a stand that has nothing to do with any of the drums.
Right.
So I can just put a different mic on that stand. You know what
Okay.
I'm saying? My overhead right now is a Cascade X15.
Gotcha.
It's a stereo ribbon, so in the Blum line, it's like one capsule right in the middle, and it just goes out. You know
with
what
the
I
buy
mean?
direct
Yeah,
with the buy.
exactly.
You know, I haven't heard someone use that in a while. Is it behind you or is it in front of you?
It's kind of like I sit here,
Right.
so the snare will be right there,
Right.
and it'll kind of give me a nice little picture
Right.
of the cymbals and the overheads. And
Right.
everything.
And are you doing MS decoding or anything like that
No,
with
not
that?
really.
No, right.
Not really.
Wow, you
Yeah,
just
yeah.
capture that sound and
Yeah,
getting that sound.
just get it,
That's
you
so
know?
interesting. I haven't heard of someone using that technique in years.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that's
yeah.
like an old school technique.
Right, and I kind of went from sometimes I'll just use a mono overhead.
Right.
But lately, when people send me like pop records to play on, and they may not even use the mix that I send them, they might just need the raw drum tracks.
Right.
It's better to just have a nice, as professional as I can
Right.
picture of
Full,
the drum set. Yeah,
right.
exactly.
Full encompassing. Because
exactly.
obviously, to send it to them, it's like, okay, they see 2 overhead mics.
Yeah.
They're like, okay, cool. This is going to be pan.
They can grab it very
and
easily.
do what they
Yeah,
want
yeah.
and stuff like that.
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
so as far as your overhead, so obviously you have what are you using for your kick drum mic?
That fluctuates. It's a AKG D112 VR right now, which is based on the old 60s AKG D112s. And they did something where they got like one of the last factory ones and they emulated it as best as possible.
Right.
It uses phantom. It's a dynamic mic, but it uses phantom power because it can actually give you a low boost and a mid cut and a high boost.
Oh,
wow.
So,
Whoa,
like, kind
that's
of a
perfect
big
for a
kind of-
kid.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
Wow, so it uses phantom power. So I'm gonna,
Only for that. Yeah,
only
exactly.
only for that. So I'm gonna assume that basically like how much is picking up is probably picking up a decent amount of the spectrum. as
Yeah,
far as
exactly.
frequencies
exactly.
and stuff like that. So
and
you're
I'm most of the kick drum tracks that I use. I don't have a front head on the kick.
Right.
Like it's just smack in the middle of the drum and the
and
air
it's just
is going right.
It's just going right into it.
Exactly.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
That's
Yo,
super
you know,
dope.
I feel like this is about to be like a mic place.
It's gonna
Hold
be
on.
another-
It could be. We could go there. you know?
Yeah. Because
Like,
to be honest, I'm interested with that, and I think a lot of people don't have the liberty to mic a drum kit, right? So I think this is bro, this is valuable information.
Yeah.
So. And I'm asking because I'm curious.
Sure.
Okay, so obviously that's your kick drum, snare. What are you doing for your snare?
Sometimes it's a 57. Sometimes it's it's the EV RE20, the modern version of it.
Okay, got you.
You know what I'm talking about?
I
that
think
also
so.
has a couple of EQ notches on it. I don't use them, but
Right, but you use those too
I
as
just didn't
well.
want to pay for RE20. So
I
it's,
hear
like,
you.
it's the
That's what I was
RE20
thinking.
something.
Right,
You know what I mean? Sometimes I use that. Sometimes a 57. Honestly, it's like all the mics on the kit is like the equation is what equals the drum sound. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
Like people ask me like, can you send me this with like the snare mic boosted? And it's like, yeah, but that's not gonna make the snare sound louder.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like the snare mic doesn't equal the snare sound of the entire drum.
Right,
of the
because
entire
everything
drum track.
equals to it. Like the overheads, like obviously everything. That's what I think a lot of people don't realize is like when it comes to like overhead, snare mic, and just the whole sound of the drum kit, it's like it's a synergy. There's a thing going on, you know, with phase and stuff like that. So,
and even with that, I'm manipulating the bejesus out of these tracks.
I can imagine.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So like the raw sound of what I actually send out with my packs, versus the drum break that I mix, with those exact same stems is night and day. So it's
completely different.
Like completely different.
Got you. And almost there. Yeah. And we're driving the car. We're going. So. Now let's go to preamps and stuff like that. Like what preamps are you using?
Honestly, I just got kind of good preamps. I have a couple of Blackline Artor MK2s.
Oh wow, okay.
It's fine. They make a little bit of a difference to my ears, honestly. And even as we're talking all this gear and placements and like room treatment and all that, like dog, my first 3 or 4 placements with drum breaks were like a Samson Q kick on the kick.
Ooh, wow.
And like an Audio Technica AT 2020 as one overhead.
The Prius. The Prius mic. We call it the Prius.
Right. God knows what I was using for a snare mic at the time. Like nothing correct, no preamps, nothing. Just the mix of the drum breaks was what I wanted to be at all costs.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like I had a sound in my head of the break that landed on the Kid Cudi song is Kid Cudi Loving Me. The break that landed on that track, it was like one of the first drum breaks I ever recorded and like put out in a pack.
Right.
So I knew, compared to what I know now about drum mixing and all that stuff, I knew a fraction of that back then in 2019. But it was just the sound that I had in my head was there from the jump. Because like that's always going to be there. Nice plugins, nice preamps, or not nice preamps and nice plugins. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like that's so the sound is way more important than any gear, whatever.
For sure. And I feel like the sound, what you produce and what you make, it's so perfect to kind of use that type of stuff because I can't get that sound from that task. Like how am I gonna? You know what I mean? What are we gonna use? An RC? You know what I mean? Like trying to lo-fi it out and stuff like that. My fault for keeping them hostage and stuff. I just want to talk about nerd stuff. You know what I'm saying?
You good, big bro? You good, big bro?
Yeah.
You good, big bro?
Yeah, we have some of the Pro Tools producer
because he got a question now. He want to ask you some stuff. Like
this is my interview right here.
Wait, actually, because I want to lead with this too, just because he had to get his stuff out for a reason. What do you like to produce in predominantly, DAW?
So I'm mixing. All right. So I'm mixing in Logic.
Okay.
Right? I track all my drum breaks and mix them in
we got
Logic.
a Logic guy on the pod right now. Let's go.
It's just
Where are my FL?
It's similar to Pro Tools. I can get Pro Tools-ish things done in it. But I'm only specifically using that for recording and mixing my drum breaks. Now, when I make beats, I'm even further down the down bad rabbit hole. I'm on Machine, bro.
Cool. No,
you Machine. Interesting.
I really like
That's
Machine.
because your one shots that come with a lot of your kits.
Sure.
Like, with Machine, bro.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Because I actually use Machine to
really
edit my one shots. I'll record them.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay. I'll record them and mix them in Logic.
Mix them. Okay, so go ahead.
Export them from Logic and then get them in Machine. Because it's annoying when you're mixing one shots to like in a regular DAW, like to set a loop point and listen to it over and over as you're tweaking. But if I can sit there and adjust the low end on a kick I just made in Machine, just go, you know what I mean? Like I hit the pad and then go, okay, I'm gonna export that. It's so much faster than like zooming in all the way on the transient and getting it just right at the export. Like it's annoying.
And then just looping that and just annoyingly.
It's so
annoying. So you like the vibe of
exactly.
Gotcha.
Wow, interesting. I've been thinking about. I'm not gonna lie.
No, I've said you taking my takes, bro.
And I'm old school too, so like chopping samples in Machine is I'm lightning fast. I'm
what
nice.
a Kai could have
Just
been.
chopping samples and stuff.
What a Kai could have been.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I always said it. If I had to sleeve FL,
It would be Machine.
And don't sleep on Machine either for like modern trap. Because you can do 808 rolls and hi-hat rolls and 808 slides in Machine because they got a
now
pitch.
I think about it. Machine feels like
And it's all handheld. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it feels niched out because everybody I know that uses Machine. First of all, it's funny because everybody I know that uses Machine, like, it's fucking high quality.
Yeah.
Like if you had to quality out, we've heard a lot of bad. We've went to a lot of bad Pro Tools sessions.
Yes,
and a lot of bad Logic sessions.
Sure.
And
you
know, FL you can't make bad in FL.
I was like wondering why. I was like, why are you not putting FL out there? Are you nuts? FL
like
studio users.
Ableton, I haven't heard a good one. So they're like
Decap. I'm not gonna lie.
Say
ridiculous.
Come on.
Shout out Decap.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
And literally anybody who uses Ableton.
Exactly.
Decap. He dropped a new record. It was dope. I could tell.
It was fire. Shout out Big Bro Decap. Stop doing that to the Ableton Annihilators.
I'm playing.
Stop.
All right, so we usually do, one gotta goes.
Yeah.
But I have a new idea, right? For guests.
I'm scared.
Right?
Okay.
I'm scared.
Here we go. Choices, right? Mix Wiley, he tried to jump me after the show for all of what. Now I'm playing.
Pull up.
I'm kidding. But I have an idea for a new way to do it. So let's play Fast Money, man. You ever watch Family Feud?
Fast Money.
You better stop drug dealing on this podcast. But go ahead. I'm with you.
You better stop
You ain't never
drug
watched Family
dealing.
Feud, bro?
Yeah, I watched it with Steve Harvey.
You know what happens at the end, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, let's do that real quick, all right?
Oh wow.
It's pretty cool.
Answer it as quick as possible.
Oh boy. Okay.
No politically correct answers. If you feel it, you say it, all right?
Ooh.
What is your favorite all-around drum mic?
Favorite all-around drum mic? The Cascade Vinjet ribbon microphone. Yeah.
A ribbon microphone too.
Is that what you do the one mic series on?
The one mic pack that I'm about to drop tonight, actually. I used 6 different mics. So a couple of the breaks were the Cascade Vinjet.
What's the site that you sell your packs on?
That's leftfielddrumbreaks.com. Thank you so much for
Just want to make sure that's there so they know.
Hey.
Dang, I got a question about the ribbon mic, but go ahead.
Yeah.
Ribbon
okay,
mic.
okay.
I'm gonna keep that in my head.
What's your favorite wire, XLR, like company?
Oh, good Lord. I wouldn't
a
even
great
be able
question.
to answer that, dog. I've had the same Amazon
just
cables for like
Amazon
4
yeah?
years. Yeah.
That's
Amazon
fine.
basics.
You know what? That's fire
I
because
rock with
I'm
that.
not gonna lie. I be cheating and I be ordering those Amazon cables
Yeah.
too.
Mr. Mogami over here. He's
Yo, but
coming back to-
Mogami be OD though.
They be having it,
Bro,
They be having it.
I'm not rich like you, bro. $50 for XLR, I could get it for $4.99 from Bobby's.
You right, which is horrible. It's a bad
It's
store. It's a
bad
really
store.
bad
It's a really
store.
bad store.
Speed up the street?
That's
That's crazy.
insane.
Oh
I'm
yeah, the
scared.
lady up the street, she sells
Go
ICs
getting
and
XLRs from the
XLRs.
bodega. That's insane.
Insane, bro. It's bro.
XLR
imagine-
cables from a street car.
I'm about to say,
That's
imagine really pulling up
crazy.
to your
Shout out
ox.
to, I know there's somebody right now.
Like, that'd be insane. You pull
know
to the
that's-
ox.
I know
Look at
there's
a
a
bacon,
kid
egg,
right
and cheese
now
and a 50-foot XLR.
That's what I'm saying. It's insane.
I know
Yo,
there's a kid
let me get a
somewhere-
chopped cheese with that.
With an XLR.
I know there's a kid right now that doesn't have a long enough XLR, so he got 3 6-foots connected
Together,
to each other.
Chain.
nasty.
But it is so
Let me tell you,
go.
that's a bad idea because you're introducing like noise
Mad-
points
yeah,
at
mad
every
noise.
single connection
And
So it's
latency.
bad.
All right,
Bad stuff.
Yeah.
all around favorite drum heads. Pick
Drum
one.
heads, Remo Vintage Emperor coated.
That was
Ooh.
quick. He knew.
He
God,
had that one.
easy.
He had that
He
one
knew
prime.
exactly what it's-
Easy.
What about drumsticks?
Sticks, Vic Firth, either the Matt Gartzkas or the Peter Erskine big band sticks.
Oh my God!
Vic
Someone
Firth
is
is-
salivating at the.
Yeah.
Is a drummer watching this like, oh my God!
Well, somebody's gonna order like 10 bricks
Oh,
of those
yeah.
and be like, "This
Facts.
is gonna do it for
Yup.
me." Like,
Exactly.
I got it.
All right, well,
Facts.
this is where we turn off the heat, right? That was
All
all the
right.
good positive
That was
stuff.
easy.
Let's take
Okay.
Oh boy.
it. Actually, let's go into plugins. Let's do favorite compressor.
Favorite compressor.
I know you got some secret shit.
There's
so
some
interested.
joints. This is kind of basic with the API 2500.
Oh no,
Dog.
Come on.
I've really been digging that lately.
We got to come back to it. That's the second person that was telling me for drums that they like that plugin. That's
Yeah, I
the
like
second
it.
person.
I like it.
I used to use it years ago, but
Sure.
I kind of stopped using it. But I'm about to come
needs
back
to
to
keep
it.
using it.
I'll
Second
give a
person.
little bit more niche one just as a bonus.
Okay.
The custom opto in the Slate Digital VMR, the mix
Ooh,
rack.
yes.
The green joint.
Yeah.
Is fire.
Dog.
I've heard good
That
things about that
VM
compressor.
Yeah, the VMR. You've been
that
telling me.
VMR,
You've been
I'm not
telling
gonna
me.
lie, it's starting to change
It's
me.
nuts, bro.
It
It's
is. It's nuts,
Uh-huh.
bro. I've been using I brought it up the other day, the 2-way that's in it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's becoming like
It's
my
hard.
first like
Yep.
thing in my chain now. Like it's nuts.
Come on,
Continue.
Slate going crazy.
Slate
All right,
going
what's
crazy.
Your secret?
Shout out John
Your
at Slate.
secret plugin that you don't like telling people about.
The Abbey Road Chambers reverb, but not as a reverb. Check this out.
What do you use it as?
Bust it. So you go wet signal all the way up,
Right.
reverb almost all the way down, or on like 1%. Because essentially what you're doing with that plugin, and I know somebody's gonna try and correct me in the TikTok comments.
All
but-
good.
Yeah. Essentially what you're doing with that plugin, when the wet signal's all the way up, you're emulating something coming out of a tape machine speakers, right? That's
Gotcha.
what they used to do with chamber reverb sometimes back in the day. They would play it either just out of the board
Right.
or out of another tape machine into speakers,
Right.
into a big ass room,
Right.
miking the room.
Right.
So you can essentially emulate that process of just listening to something out of speakers in a big room, turn the wet signal all the way up. So I actually like doing that with my breaks. Sometimes with my melodic samples too. Because you can just sound like something's coming out of a record player sometimes. And there's a distortion knob in that plugin that's meant to distort the reverb. But if you have the wet signal all the way up and the reverb almost all the way down, you get a dry signal, but now you're playing with the distortion and actual like emulated mic positions.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
Somebody,
I'm about to try that.
like we know our audience. What that is gonna? There's a kid right now downloading like.
I'm about to go try that when I get home.
about to pay that $25
so it's
a month.
it's a like more nerdy version of what you can do with the RC20 when you turn the space like all the mix of the space all the way up, but then the actual time of the reverb all the way down.
Gotcha.
It kind of sounds like it's in a room. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's a much more like dorkier version of that.
Gotcha. I'm a big fan of chambers. I used to use it a lot. I used to use the room preset on it a lot because there's room plate and I forgot what the other one is.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like room plate and I love the fact that I can move around like
Yeah, it's
the
great.
obstructions.
It's
Like,
hard.
bro, it's a nutty.
You can change the position of the speaker, whether it's facing out or the corner. Of the
Right, right.
Dope.
It's a
Wavesley dope.
wild
Yo,
one.
Yeah, they had a peak, man.
Nah.
They had a
You can
they had
probably
a
do it with the
prime.
I don't have any of the UAD stuff, but you can probably do the same thing with the Capital chambers.
Oh, I haven't even checked it.
I haven't even
Probably
checked.
do the
I
same
haven't checked
concept.
I
that.
have it
try that.
sitting, but I just
Yeah.
never touched it yet.
Right now, Slate got me in a chokehold with a reverb. They got something called
You know
Verb
what?
Classic
We might-
Suites. I'm not gonna lie, it's one of the best
Crazy.
reverbs I've
Yeah,
ever heard.
I have it too.
Classic
Yeah,
Suites.
Let's do
Yep.
something.
Yep.
What?
This was for side, behind the paywall content.
What?
Let's all switch for a week. Like we'll
Switch
pick.
Doors?
Not switch for a week, but Waves. I'll be you and D for a week, and you'll be Slate for a week, and let's have a versus.
In what
Like
way?
plugin versus plugin. Compressor versus compressor. We might do that for the whole like.
Wait, who's like which one is
Yeah.
better?
So
Like works
basically, we'll
out.
have a reverb category.
Okay.
We
Right.
each pick the best one that
Oh,
Waves.
I get it.
Yeah.
Let's
We
go.
even bring somebody in for Fab Filter.
Oh, by the way, we got somebody from. Yo,
Nah,
there's
no,
so
yeah,
much
yeah,
coming.
not on-
But
not
anyway,
on-
not right now. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
All right,
yeah.
relax.
More
Now this is where we
tunes for
turn
your
up
head.
the beat, right? All right.
More tune for your head top.
What is your favorite non-drum piece in your studio?
Non-drum piece is my Novation Bass Station 2. Because I've actually made 808s on that thing.
On the bass
People
station.
love that bass station.
You can
Interesting.
make
I love that
808s
plugin. I
because it's
don't
got
have
it's giant filter knob, which is missing on a lot of synthesizers. I just need the entire thing.
Right.
I need
that.
that knob,
Right.
and like that's a giant knob on that synthesizer.
Right.
There's a couple of distortions in the synthesizer where you can take a just regular sine wave at like a low C,
Right.
and just one distortion, just it
It just
nasty.
get nasty
Oh my
808
God.
kind of sounding with grit.
I've made 808s from scratch in that machine because I don't believe in making samples not from scratch
Right.
anyway. But
Right.
yeah, that's a separate.
So you like to make your samples straight up from
Yeah,
scratch,
straight
like
up from
naturally from scratch.
scratch. Yeah.
We got a lot to talk about that.
So
Yeah,
he-
exactly.
We got a lot to talk
And this
about.
is
with me.
this might as well be sponsored by Left Field Drum Breaks because, bro,
For sure.
At
Yeah,
this point.
please.
I hit him last week. I'm like, yo, got some sessions. I need a custom kit.
Yeah.
Right. I went through the whole spiel.
Right.
He got it to me in like a week. And his guarantee when I paid for it, and I got the little list, it said, nobody will ever touch these kits again. I cannot use any of these one shots in another pack.
Yeah,
Nobody
yeah.
will ever hear these. I might not even have them on my computer by the time I sent it to
Wow.
you.
Right.
So
Yeah,
you
when
do
I
custom
make
orders
custom
and
breaks
stuff.
for people, like I don't even use them in my own beats.
Right.
Ever. Nobody else gets them.
Right.
It's like your order, whatever you want, references, you send it to me. I'll send breaks back, 16 bars with the one shots if you want.
Wow,
also.
that's
and they don't go anywhere,
Anywhere.
but like a hard drive that I keep for backup.
Right.
And you.
Can you do me a favor? Can you just give me a code that you would like? Because I would definitely love to put this at the front of the episode. Like, is there a code that we can give them, which we can make later? But just give me a code. Like, what would you like the code to be?
Just call it Ribbon.
Ribbon.
Yeah.
So use the code Ribbon at what is that website?
Leftfielddrumbreaks.com.
Right, leftfielddrumbreaks.com. Use the code Ribbon, and we'll obviously figure out what the discount and stuff
it'll
like
be
that
a
would be.
bigger percentage than what I usually give off.
Say less, and we'll do that. I really want to do that.
Working
'cause
on
that
all
is-
drum break sample packs, man.
Right.
Just
Say less. Okay, I just want
Even
to make
for
sure
like
that's
just
in the episode.
reference, like just to compare it to what you guys do already. But all right, let's do this. I didn't want to do it.
All right, we're going.
Gotta do it to you, man.
Going.
Courtney face.
I'm always
Plug
like ready.
it. All right, you go to your computer, right? You're dragging plugins. You're like, nothing's working.
Yeah.
What's the first plugin you're going to save?
Oh, okay. If the session gets corrupted and I
Yeah.
got to
Save
buddy.
a plugin.
Save one plugin on your computer. What are you doing?
Ooh, man.
That's a great one.
Too.
Damn, that's a good one.
Stressed.
That's
Yo, he looks stressed.
good one, bro. That's cold. Like it's like picking your favorite kid. Ooh.
Right? That's facts.
People got favorite kids. They be lying.
All right, I gotta say the lately, because my plug-in preferences changes month to month, honestly. But lately, the Arturia, the Comp Tube STA is fire.
Arturia Comp Tube STA.
STA, yeah.
Interesting.
Do you use a lot of
it's
like,
part of their bundle.
Okay.
Wow.
Fire.
Do you use a lot of? That's in the FX collection.
Yeah.
Do you use that a lot?
A lot.
Oh
Yeah.
How do you recommend it? Because I've been looking at Arturia.
Yeah.
And I love Arturia's instrument stuff, but I've never touched their effects yet.
I've never touched that.
I'm scared to, bro.
I was at a producer camp in LA and I met Ian, one of the artist relations guys for Arturia. And I told him I was using some of their stuff and he was like, "Oh, what's your account? We'll hook you up with the rest of the stuff."
Right. Shout out Ian.
Look, man, that Arturia effects bundle,
Right.
It's got just as much cool like analog emulation stuff as it does completely wild
Just stuff.
warping, distortion,
Right.
reverbs and all. Like, yeah, it's got most companies don't do this except Sound Toys and Black Rooster, but Arturia has their version of the Space Echo. The Roland Space Echo joint.
Yeah.
Oh.
They got a version
they
of that
have a
in there,
model emulation
and
of that.
it's killing. Oh,
Wow.
We
They
gotta
have
revisit this.
they have a couple of
Arturia.
phasers in there, but they're based on phaser guitar pedals.
Yeah.
That are rarely emulated.
Yeah.
And then I was about to say, you don't use their Juno chorus. It's like the most famous
exactly.
chorus
Yeah,
ever.
that one's amazing.
I don't
Fire.
have any Arturia effects. I have
Gotcha.
all of
their
their instruments.
soft synths.
But
Start
we
with that
have to
chorus.
revisit this Arturia.
We do. I'm not
We're
gonna lie.
do that. We're
Because
gonna
we haven't been the strongest talkers of Arturia on this pod.
Who's we?
I'll say me because anytime we brought it up in like One Gotta Goes and stuff like that, I typically Arturia, I'd be like, Arturia gotta
Like,
go. But I will say, I'm not gonna lie, I've been seeing them a lot more. But I think it's really big for companies and important for companies to put it in the hands of people like us, right? Because let us try it. You know what I mean? Like, understand there's so many plugins and there's so much stuff out there.
Everywhere,
But I just need to try it. You know what I mean? To get an idea for it.
All right. What's the nastiest piece of gear you've used? It could just be
Okay.
like,
This is good. This is real good because I've made some drum breaks with some stuff. Boy. Okay. I would say back in the day when I was living in New Orleans, I had a house that was like a Frank Lloyd Wright architecture. For those of you who don't know, it's like giant ceilings, weird angles all throughout the house. You're not gonna find four corners ever. Right. So I was recording drums in a room. It was a tile floor, giant wood cathedral ceilings. I had the kit out, and it was a Zoom H2, like picture the snare drum here, and the Zoom H2 is like here on a bar stool.
Damn. On a bar stool, slanted, right?
With a 58 like near the kick,
right?
And to this day, it's like one of the best drum sounds I've gotten.
Wow, that's insane.
And so you were recording with the Zoom recorder.
Yeah.
So that's one mic technically,
exactly.
which is kind of stereo, I guess you could say, because
right.
picking up. And then you just had one by the.
And what's crazy, bro? I wasn't even recording to it. I was using the monitor function. Where you just
and then pushing it
took the headphone out into my laptop.
Oh my god!
Yeah, buddy.
Headphone out is insane.
Yes, sir.
Nah, that's
So it was
nasty.
basically coming up as 3 signals for your whole kit.
Stereo with kick.
Right, stereo with the kick, and that's it. And you had I would love to hear what that sounded like. It was
I can
hidden.
imagine.
Wow.
It's the last one. It could be controversial.
Such a weird
This
thing.
one, so you can opt out of this one.
All right.
Has there ever been a time, and if there has, you can give us an example.
Yeah.
But has there ever been a time, and this is actually to all of us,
Okay.
where you've downloaded a plugin and immediately deleted it, or just discarded it?
Wow. It's a good question.
Yes.
Because I got one.
Yes. Companies don't hate me, but you know.
Downloaded it and been like, this is awful.
Yes.
Honestly, no. Because I do my fair research.
Right.
And if I am downloading a plugin, most of the time I'm downloading it to do the one thing that I've seen it do.
That's
You know what
also
I'm saying?
true.
That's true, too.
That's also true.
So I'm very cautious with because like you said, plugins are everywhere. Everybody has a lot of them.
Right.
I don't need another SSL board emulator. I don't, right?
Yo,
so it's
yes.
it's like if I download a plugin, I'm doing it because I saw it do the one thing that I don't have a plugin to do.
To do.
You know what
Gotcha.
I mean?
Okay.
And then if I discover other stuff about it, cool.
Right.
But I'm never just like, oh, that's dope for whatever reason. Give me it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Because then you're just setting yourself up to just never use it.
Yeah,
again.
never use it again. And I feel bad. You know what's so funny? I know we all have so many plugins that I be feeling so bad when I'm just using the same like set.
Sure.
And then I'll start to go on hunts. Like I'll be like, yo, today let me just like start to like play. Yeah, I'll start to play with something. Like, for instance, I want to open this up actually to all of us, right? Like, what plugin have you recently added to your arsenal? Like straight up, like what new plugin have you recently added to your arsenal? I got one that I really want to talk about.
Oh well, I said this last. I feel like I said this last week. The SSL, that SSL vocal strip.
People in the comments definitely back you up.
Oh, I got one. Okay, I got one.
I had an issue this week, and y'all know about it. I had an issue with my Waves plugins where nothing was working. Shout out to Waves.
Oh my God, that was so shady.
And I was like, damn, my vocal chain is just gone.
Right.
And I was just auto-tuning that SSL, and it worked. And the HMD Rosetta EQ. I bypassed that one for most of the session. No, I'm playing.
That was
You can bypass and just let the artist see that you have it on.
You was so funny. I had an engineer send us a picture and be like, yo, anytime I get this Rosetta EQ in the session, I just don't even take it off. I can't. Because I can't put it, like, I can't, like, take something else and move it. He was like, I just leave it there. So shout out to
that was my vocal chain for the day. Another plugin that I really like is the, the Universal Audio Polymax.
The Polymax? You've been talking about that for like a number of episodes.
I'm not gonna lie.
This is fire.
Y'all might as well just throw me a bag on the side. Don't throw them.
No, for sure. UAD, throw us some bags.
Because I've been saying this for I feel like 3-4 months now. That plugin is
really sick. Like it's really something.
And this is not a slight. I'm not turning into him, but I haven't touched the Omnisphere in a minute. Bro.
Yo,
he's turning into me. He's turning it. They're all turning into me.
Can we be honest? I'm over it.
The age of Omnisphere is over.
No.
Come on.
I'm saying
I'll
over
bring
it.
it in. Let's go, bro. I don't even.
It's time, bro.
Yeah, I think
let's go.
I think you know what it is. I think we're all just over. I think it's just time for something new.
Spectrasonics.
It is like GTA 5. That was good. Omnisphere is GTA 5.
Spectrasonics.
Enough.
How many times does your boy got to tell you? Pack that in memoriam number 3, number 4, number 5, number 6. Pack it up.
The best bell.
Let's get in. Let's get in the new Spectrasonics. You owe us a new plugin.
Oh my God!
What's going on?
So hold on. This is funny. Hold on. We got to stay here. So you're linking video games to plugins.
Yeah.
I actually like this.
Ooh, concept.
I like.
Oh
this.
wait. So then before
Contact?
So then before we wait.
Contact is the Xbox. Like Native Instruments is just the.
Wait, are we doing systems or are we doing like actual titles?
I think you should do.
Let's do titles.
Let's do titles.
No, I'm just saying Contact is a plugin, but I think. At this point, it's the Xbox Store.
Oh, I see what he's doing.
You're so right.
That was good.
It's like the Xbox Game Pass.
Right. So what's PS5 then? Who got PlayStation? As far as who puts everything
Waves.
in the pot.
That's not.
I like separating them like Waves is PS4, Xbox is Native Instruments because those are the best. For me personally,
no offense.
Wait, hear me out. For me personally,
this.
Native Instruments is the best sound wise, like music wise, with all the libraries and everything.
Right.
And then effect wise, Waves is like the most popular, I guess. So that's why I would give that to them.
I'll take that. You know who's
I can't make them.
You know who's kind of like Nintendo for me right now?
Who?
That's like, what are you doing?
Oh, we left titles.
You about to do something crazy. I would say Rolling Cloud.
Oh,
yeah, definitely.
Because they are starting to make I see what they're doing and how like what direction they're going in, and I feel like they're about to. Because think about all the synths that they're building underneath that one umbrella.
That is very true.
They have a lot of potential.
A lot of potential,
and I can see that going soon. I think if Omnisphere is GTA 5, then Nexus 2 was GTA 4. Because
I agree with you.
Yeah, we like it.
It was Vice City. No, Nexus 2 was Vice City.
Nexus 2 is Vice City.
San Andreas.
Nexus
San Andreas.
No.
That's a little. That's a little. Deep.
Yeah, exactly. Wait, that's like, come on, bro.
Wait, Nexus 2 was the that was the most cracked one, right?
That was the most cracked one and the most used in hip hop. That changed hip hop. Nexus 2
that's
changed hip hop.
That's GTA 2.
I was about to say, if we're going the most cracked.
Yeah, the first third person one.
Yeah.
The first third person GTA.
But that was GTA 3.
That was 2.
GTA 2 was still overhead. GTA 3 was the
GTA
one
3
that got banned.
That's the one? Oh, okay.
No.
I thought,
GTA 3 is the you talking about the classic GTA?
Yeah, hold on.
It's
Let me
GTA
check
3,
that.
dog.
Is it 3?
Because I was in 8th grade. I'm old as hell.
You said
Trust me, I had to beg my mother to get GTA 3 though.
Yeah.
Like
what is Call of Duty?
Ooh.
Okay.
Plug-in company.
Plug-in company that's Call of Duty? Who's the Call of Duty?
Oh, not even plug-in company. What's the plug-in like?
Who be really going in?
For Call of Duty. What would that be?
What's that versatile? It probably would be Contact if we're playing by titles. Because there's so much under the...
I'm not gonna lie. I feel like I want to...
Analogy.
You were in
somewhere.
It's Fab Filter. It's Fab Filter.
No. Well, are we doing plugins
Is
or
it?
plugin
Yeah.
companies?
You know
See, I
why?
don't know if y'all want.
You know
I'm
why?
gonna say something.
You know why? Go ahead.
Are we
go
doing
ahead.
plugins or
You know
plugin
what the
companies?
Fortnite of it all is?
He was right. It was 3.
Arcade. Oh my god.
Arcade, yeah, fire.
Arcade.
Yeah.
It's
I heard so
Fortnite?
much.
Fire.
Arcade
Yeah.
is the Fortnite of a plugin.
Golly,
Yeah,
what
yeah.
do you... Bro, you been lifting, bro.
Nah, just building a
They
studio.
dabbed
You heard?
themselves into pain. Holy crap.
Golly, that burnt. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, what you
Fortnite,
think?
Arcade is Fortnite. I'm not mad at that.
Arcade is definitely
All the
Fortnite.
But I'm-
updates, that's perfect.
But I'm jacking.
Fortnite.
I'm definitely jacking that Fab Filter is Call of Duty. You know
What's
why?
Fab Filter?
Dang.
What's
might be
your
kinda right.
favorite game?
Saturn is Black
It's
Ops.
Modern Warfare 2, isn't it?
No, it's not.
It's
Or is it Black Ops 2?
Black Ops 2.
Modern.
I love where I go with this.
I don't know.
You see
I
how
love
he
where I
dapped
go
me
with
up?
this.
You see that? You see that? That was soft, bro. That was regular.
All right, tough guy. I don't know. Okay,
All right.
I'll give it that.
So you see how everyone regards Modern Warfare 2? The original one is like, yo, this was the premier Call of
Sure.
Duty.
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
That's Pro L.
Pro L.
And Black Ops
Okay.
2
Okay.
is Pro Q3.
Okay. Okay.
Oh,
because-
World at War is Pro R?
Oh my God.
Well, that's actually a good one. That was good. That was good. What's going
Oh
on?
my
That was really
yo,
good.
it's
You
on
shoot
one
from half
today.
That was
Yeah.
good.
Come
So
on. That
okay,
was from
so
half court.
which one's
That was a
Ghost?
half
so
court.
which? Oh, I don't know.
Which one's the whack one?
They
Which one no
instrument
one
plug in
used?
the one, the Fab Filter one. You haven't never
The
hooked that one?
synth?
I hate it.
Oh boy.
I didn't know they had a.
They had a
They have a
synth.
synth. They have
I
like
had a
2.
synth.
They have micro.
I love Fab Filter.
and
That is a
synth.
miss, bro.
And I'm one.
I didn't know that. I didn't know they had one
That's like Shaq from half court.
from half.
Just-
Wow, that's.
I'm not gonna lie. No
that's
shade
pretty
to you, Fab Filter. If that wasn't Ghost for me is Pro C. No offense.
You really don't like Pro C.
I don't bangs with Pro
He
C,
doesn't like the
bro.
compressor.
You don't
No,
like it?
no offense. But
I
y'all.
like it.
You do?
I'm growing to like
Into it? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
I
growing
feel
into
you.
it.
I
What
feel
one time?
Red Dead is Serum.
Oh, that was good.
Yeah.
Red Dead Redemption.
Red Dead
Red Dead
Redemption.
Redemption.
That's
I like
fire.
that.
like
Red
that.
Dead.
That's
yeah.
fire.
That's
I like
fire.
that.
I like
Mad
that.
expandable. You can just play it forever.
Yeah.
Yo,
my
facts.
God.
Yeah, and I still
Facts.
play it to this day.
Yeah.
You
Facts.
can play forever. Facts. The fact that honestly, you know what's funny? Vital and Serum, I've been seeing that comparison a lot with
Yeah,
just
'cause
Sims and
Vital's a
stuff.
free version.
Because Vital's free, but I've seen a culture starting
Yeah.
to get created with people creating packs
Sure,
and presets
sure.
for Vital
Oh,
too.
I got a Vital.
Shout out
Yeah,
Make
yeah.
Pop
Oh, yeah,
Music.
Vital,
Shout out
yeah.
I got a Vital bass. I ain't gonna lie. When I let it's gonna be like crack. It's gonna hit like
Nasty.
crack.
Nah,
got
yeah,
something
yeah,
special.
yeah.
Ooh.
They got
So,
good bases
Actually,
in Vital.
HMD Vital preset coming to only Patreon users.
We
There
we got
you
a lot
go.
of
There you
presets,
go.
and yes, the YouTube subscription is coming soon. AJ,
Yeah.
as far as you is concerned, what plugin? What's like the newest plugin that you've added to your arsenal that you are like super just like into right now?
The newest joint is by a company. I'll give 2. I'll give bonus. So one is a EQ by a company called Black Rooster Audio. They're
You mentioned that, and I was like, I've never heard of that. I was like, what is that?
Super fire. So it's their version of the blue tube EQ. You
Okay.
know?
Okay.
But they have 2 versions. They have a mid range only, and then they have a full spectrum with like an attenuate at 20K. You know what I'm saying? So
It's an EQ.
yeah. It's just a regular EQ, but the curves on it, they've done something different a little bit with it, and to my ears, it just sounds better than a couple of the different tube EQs.
Tube EQs that you've been using and stuff like that. That's
Yeah.
interesting.
And the other one I would say is by a company called Kive Audio. They're a super unknown company at the
Right.
moment. I think it's KIIVE.
Okay.
Kive Audio. They got a tape plugin called Tape Face that I have every tape plugin there is, except the
sure.
Clevgran stuff. Clevgran, we got to talk.
Facts. Send my man a
Yeah,
copy.
except for that. So, the Kive Audio Tape Face, it's got a low boost that does something magical with that 200 to 500, especially on drums and bass and
Right.
heavier shit.
That 200 to 500
Man.
hertz range and stuff like that.
Ooh, man, the tape face.
You know what's
by Kive
funny?
Audio.
You mentioned something about the filtering and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I think that's something that a lot of people don't realize. Like
Yeah.
recently, what I've been doing is I have been staying away from or kind of straying off of just straight hard high pass filters
Sure.
and low pass filters. What I've been doing a lot lately is I've been creating more or less like how do we explain it? Instead of doing like hard actual filters,
Yeah, yeah.
I just do like the slopes that are like
dips and not actually taking all of it off at 20 minus 24.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like I've been doing that instead, and I've been getting a better sound. I've been noticing my phase has been a lot better, and I'm
Sure.
just noticing just a way better sound.
Yeah.
What put me on to that was I was looking at the SSL E channel, for instance, that Waves got,
Yeah.
right?
So as much heat as Waves gets in, man, that E channel is
That E
It's
channel
a
is
nasty
fuego.
thing.
My God, man.
And what
Crazy.
made me investigate was I was like, why do I like the sound of this plugin? Like I was like, so I put a EQ analyzer. Shout out to you from Bertom. I use that analyzer for that. Shout out to you. I appreciate it. And I put an EQ
Threw it
curve
up.
to see what the plugin was doing.
Yeah.
And I looked at the low cut in it. and I turned it off, and I cranked it, the low frequency notch, and I was like, holy crap, it's not doing like a high pass, like a hard one. It's doing like kind of like a
dip.
It's a dip, and it sounds better.
Oh, like the do.
Yeah,
the notch,
exactly.
The notch
Instead
filter.
of this,
The
it's
notch.
doing kind of like this. Like it's like just a little break
it's not
here.
That aggressive.
Our
like,
audio
all of this
listeners
is
are going
gone
crazy.
now.
Exactly.
You know?
Our audio listeners is loving this.
Oh
right
yeah, of course.
This is
Filter types.
No, I'm
this
talking
is filter type.
Yeah, they're like,
Sorry.
this
Hey,
is listening.
now.
This shape right here.
We're just making we're dancing up
We're
here.
dancing right now.
to
We're doing-
describe waveform
Just right
and filter
shout out
shapes.
waves,
But no, so that's why I was saying, as far as the filtering stuff that you mentioned, like that's been a big thing for me. That I was just noticing a better sound and stuff like that. So those two.
Speaking of
Nice.
that, Dirty Filter by Bedroom Producers Blog. That's
heard about
another
that.
go.
Yeah.
Producers blog.
Really
bro,
good,
love,
really
and
good.
We're gonna
Bro.
do that.
For
We're
sure.
gonna show them
Shout
some
out to
love.
Thomas Live at Bedroom Producers Blog. Y'all are dope.
Bedroom
Oh, hell
That's
yeah.
a great
Yeah.
blog, bro.
It's,
Yeah,
it's,
yeah.
it's,
They
it's
helped
the
me
site
build
for
my
all
studio.
free plugins.
Yep.
But
All
it's like a
free plugins.
newsletter. Like they update it like
and they just release it
every couple of days.
What? They have a
But they have a
bedroom,
free
like-
plugin called Dirty Filter, and that thing has not left my master channel since.
Wow,
Because it
it's
does the
nasty.
same thing that you're talking about with not cutting out
Right.
like everything, and it's got distortion and filter at the same time. So you're like distorting what does come through
Right.
while you're filtering off some like high end.
Right.
And the way that interacts with like tape high end is
magical because that's kind of what it is when it comes
Yeah,
to tape, right?
exactly,
Where you can
exactly.
smash it with with distortion and stuff, but it's not going to sound bright and brittle and break.
Nope.
It's going to be kind of
Yeah.
quote unquote warm, as they
Quote-unquote
say.
warm, yeah, yeah.
Interesting. It's called Dirty Filter.
Dirty Filter, yeah. And
Oh,
they got
Bedroom
they got a version of the LA2A too.
Oh, shit.
That's also free.
Right.
And that has some saturation built into it. You can take it from 0 to 100.
Oh,
I'm going in there.
wow.
Real quick.
I'm on
it's
that, so-
fire, man. It's like a LA2A, but it's
I'm on that.
you can get LA2A type things happening with it.
Right.
But you can also take it to the absolute max where you're
Maximum and do something
squashing-
wild with it.
Yeah.
I'll be there.
Interesting.
You know what I just thought of?
What?
All right, so yeah, if y'all been paying attention, we've been promoting this plugin a lot. And although we say it's not a sponsorship, this is my last week of like under contract with them. So
okay.
let me
Oh,
promote
must
them one more
be
time.
funny.
Yeah.
If y'all giving my man secret deals without us, I'm a,
Oh
I'm
yeah,
a
it's our
find you.
friend too.
right.
I'ma find
It's our
you.
friend too.
Who?
Imagine an AJ Hall preset in Knock.
And Knock.
By
Yeah.
Decap?
I was actually
Holy
so this is a humble flex. I was actually the first person to have Knock other than Decap himself.
Wow.
Yeah,
For real?
yeah.
I didn't even know y'all was linked.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
that's my guy, by the way.
DTX 10, not 10.
Thank you for the
already
bag,
10,
Decap.
redundancy. Drums that knock, the drums that knock 10. All the drum breaks in there are actually me playing. That's him. That's his mixing, and I played all the joints.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. We linked up way back
insane.
when he was first making the kit, like 2 years ago.
Right.
And he posted on his Instagram. He's like, somebody tag a drummer, like I'm working on something.
Wow.
And a bunch of people tagged me, and then I hit him. I was very aggressive at the time. I hit him
very
up.
aggressive.
I hit him up in the DMs like 10 different times. I'm like, yo, you need to, come on, bro. Come over here.
Come over
please.
here.
Yeah,
Say,
let's
hit
get
me.
it done.
Wow.
And then so he just sent me like a couple of ideas to play, and I sent him the raw stems.
Right.
And then he mixed them.
Right.
So all the breaks in the drums that knock 10 are me playing and Decap's mixing, which is
Wow.
just crazy. Right?
Shout
I
out.
never knew
Wow, what an ear, dude.
Yeah.
Like, shout out to Decap. Like, I
Yeah.
speak to him
Bad
dang near
boy,
every
man.
other day.
Yeah.
Like, just like he
Bad boy.
called, like, Decap is such a good dude, bro, and he's like that. So that's why I'm
Yeah,
just
yeah.
like, I'm
Yeah.
happy that he did
He's
that.
great,
Like, that
man.
y'all linked
Yeah.
this.
And
stuff
shout out
like
for
that.
revealing that. Like we
Yeah,
have the
yeah,
first,
yeah.
we have the
Right,
first
right.
knock user. Like
Yeah,
on
like
the
a person
plugin. That's
involved in
fucking
that.
insane.
He sent it to me, and I immediately sent him a video because I was in the middle of making a batch of breaks.
Right.
When he sent it to me and I downloaded it, I'm like, oh yeah, this is not leaving. This is.
You was like, I
this is
got
here
this.
I won't even lie to you. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
This is here to stay.
Right.
It's insane. It's a great plugin. I was about to say, I don't even lie to you. That, to answer your question, was kind of the new thing I'm trying with, not necessarily a new plugin, but I think it was 2 days ago. I was at Full Court, shout out Full Court Studios,
Full
and
Court
shout out
Studios.
Jay.
Shout out, man.
We were working on something, and I was showing her Knock and how sending your drums out to buses, how it like works for separation,
Yeah, of
how it
course.
improves the sound, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, of
course.
So she asked me, she was like, hey, could you just throw Knock itself? It's a bus processor, but can you throw it on an individual instrument? I'm like, yeah, for sure. You can.
Absolutely.
So she was like, try throwing it on the kick. And I
Throw it on the
already
master.
showed her like tutorial parallel compressing the kick. Right. And I was like, I've never done this before.
Yeah.
And I threw the parallel compressor on, and I was like, let me try Knock real quick. And I disabled everything except for the punch.
Yeah.
Right. Oh my God.
Yeah. Because the transient shaper in Knock also, if I'm hearing it right, Decap, I think he made it knock the sustain off a little bit too. Because as you're turning up, it's like not just
quicker.
Yeah, it's not just the attack coming up. Like that sustain gets out of the way a little bit, which is dope. If you're gonna only have one knob that does it,
exactly.
That's kind of what you want.
You know how I use knock to? Bro, it's taking my. I'm not gonna lie. It's taking my drum. Like I can't wait to do my next project.
Sure.
Because all the stuff that I got with knock, like now, like the soft clipper is phenomenal.
It's nasty. Yeah.
Because when he added the gain match feature in it, what me soft clipping it, and then with the gain match just keeping the levels,
back down,
dog. And what I do is you lose, soft clipping, you might lose a little bit of punch. So I'll go to the punch, give me a little bit of that back, and then when I look at my meter, I'll be like, yo, originally the drums were peaking at -7. Now with the soft clipper and the punch. And compensated for that, dog. I'm at like -11. I get so much headroom back,
but they're still hitting.
Exactly. I meant to even tell you something about that too concerning headroom. I will make an edit to bleep this out, but I'm gonna bleep it out.
That's our secret.
I know. I'm gonna bleep it out.
Dog.
I'm gonna bleep it out.
Hey,
I got you.
Yo.
Okay.
That
But I did a test, right?
Okay.
I did a test, right?
Drums, bro.
Yeah.
It's insane.
I did a test. I have 3 projects. I'm gonna show it to you. That I did the other day, and I've been just applying it to basses. I'm gonna try it on kicks one day. Not ready for that yet.
I'm not ready for that. It explodes. It makes everything explode, dog.
So on the subject of it exploding, like there's like it gets to I know. It gets to I got my basses to like
it's a multi-band limiter.
And it's like a transient shaper at the same time.
That processes that processes the transient different from the dynamics.
Oh, okay. Wow.
So basically it'll look at your dynamics, process that different, and then it'll look at your transients and process that different.
So
smacking
bro,
on
when
beautiful.
I mean nothing, I can't get anything to hit that hard
without
that.
Like I was about to
hits
say,
different.
I see
Going Bad 808. Drake Dong, that 808 has Limitless.
That's the Limitless
covered in it.
2 out of the 3 joints I was working on with it, it overclipped. It overclipped, and I turned it down by 10.
Wait.
Bro.
So you put Limitless on it?
On my basses, and it overclipped.
Okay.
So I turned it down by 10.
dB.
Fam. And I'm volume matching it.
Right.
And I'm listening to like the peaks. I'm like, this it's not like noticeably like it's not scaring me to like I have to turn this down.
Right.
But that shit is just it's louder.
It's full.
I'm like this is turned down 10 dB. This is insane.
It's full
it's still huge.
It's probably just sitting right in your
it don't
mix.
move.
I'm
I'll be like,
moving, I'm sitting right here.
Brick wall.
Yeah,
Shit's
just a
hard.
super
It's great.
brick wall.
Can I tell
Great.
you how I use knock? Y'all ready for this?
Why are you so zesty with it?
No,
You see what I'm saying? You see? I like how AJ picked up on it. Like, yo,
You got real quiet too.
Yeah, because it's like that's when I get my mode of like, you know.
Yo, he started talking like Angela Yee. This is crazy.
Nah, because when I get quiet, y'all know I'm about to give y'all some
There you
game.
go,
You know what I
yeah.
mean?
mad
Like,
people in the comments do be like, yo, let him cook.
Let
him
it
cook. Like, bro,
Let me
put a
cook.
chef
I need a chef's hat one day.
chef's
comment
hat.
in the comments.
You gonna buy
Let him
that.
cook. Let that boy
Alright,
cook.
keep game.
Yup.
Yeah.
Let that boy
Especially
cook.
if you have FL Studio, this shit gonna work. All right, so
Facts.
it's my new
Okay.
master bus. Y'all ready? Y'all love when I give y'all the master bus too. By the way,
I know what he's putting on this
He's
too.
So obnoxious.
fruity limiter at the top. Don't do nothing. Right?
Okay.
Top
At the
going
top?
in.
At the top.
Top
Wait,
going
you about to do something after
hold
that?
on.
yeah.
Sorry. Top going in or
8
top going out.
instances of
Top
sound
going in.
goodizer.
It's an 8 sound good eyes.
Eight
Boy,
sound
gotta
goodizer.
hit it with the limiter first.
For this one, trust me, all you
Right.
need is one. Put it on the B setting and crank it down just a tad, right? So limiter, sound goodizer, right?
Okay.
Third, God particle, don't do nothing.
This
It don't
is
matter
the
if it's clipping.
nastiest chain
It
I've
don't
ever
matter if it's
heard.
clipping.
crazy.
Don't matter if it's clipping, just leave the God particle. Fourth, this is the new sauce. You get knock, decap, don't kill me. Right? You get knock, saturation all the way up.
Yeah.
And then the punch, you know that little knob on top of not the punch, I'm sorry. The knob on top of the clip.
The knob on top of the clip? Oh, you
There's
mean
the little
soft,
mini-
the
you're
soft
moving it
clip
from
or
soft
the
to
hard
soft.
clip?
Yeah.
Yeah, soft or hard clip.
Hard clip,
Yeah.
clip all the way to like 75%.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, shit gonna hit, bro.
What are you putting that on?
At 100%.
on the master.
You putting this on the
You're not
master?
doing that. You're not. I thought you was gonna say do all that and put it on like 10% mix. That's insane.
That would have been hard. Actually, that might be something. Imagine
Yeah.
putting it on.
You running that
Yeah.
at 100%?
At
Run that
100?
through. Run your drums through that.
Wait. Okay, so from a parallel saturation
I'm trolling.
compression. I know you're trolling, but you might be.
No, I'm
hold
not gonna
on,
lie.
But you
That
might
sounded
be on
dope.
to
That
something.
sounded dope in a parallel process.
Right, because
like
Parallel,
shout out to Noise, C-Roos, shout out to our guy, C-Roos. Freaking, remember he was telling us about how I forgot what song it was on the Creed album where he said we took the kick and we ran it through the SSL, and we just literally turned up every knob and clipped it like massively. So you're not tripping, bro. Like that's why I'm listening to you. I'm like, wait a minute, that is actually interesting. Like,
let me cook.
We're getting back to the rule of no rules again.
Oh yeah,
no
for
rules.
sure. Like, dude, right now, shout out to AudioScape because I'm trying to get their Pultec emulation from them right now. And that's literally the last piece of gear that I really want.
Send me stuff.
Nah,
too,
y'all good,
bro.
you good. They with me, AudioScape with me, bro.
Send me.
And what I would like to start doing is I also have the AudioScape 2A, and what I want to do is I want to start slamming like certain kicks that I have into my opto to that opto comp and the Pultec, their Pultec emulation, and I want to start slamming that. Like I'm talking like I want to make a nasty sound out of it and start printing that in my session and using it in parallel to like create some new stuff.
To add it's like a sample layer on top of it.
Exactly. Like I want to start doing that. So I've been looking into like actually just starting to create like smash products. Like I've been doing that a lot, bro. I've been smashing so much stuff and just like blending it like a wet drop.
That sounds crazy. That's the Pro Tools producers for you.
The fact that to throw Pro Tools on it is crazy.
You've been smashing mad stuff lately.
I have been smashing mad stuff.
You've been cheating on your Renaissance Vox.
I cheated on RVox. That clip went up today. Yeah, I felt bad. I cheated on RVox and stuff like that. I finally started using it. Yeah, it's super public.
Yo, yeah, you cheat. Yeah,
she gonna find out.
One thing you didn't, and I definitely want to give up my plugin before we get out of here. What was the plugin, like a new plugin that you've added to your arsenal as of lately?
Something brand new.
Your newest. Because you're a plugin whore.
I'm not gonna lie to you.
You haven't been touching any new plugins lately?
It's that.
Wow,
yeah.
Courtney is satisfied.
I am.
No, he's not.
Because you know what it is? I'm not gonna lie.
Right, until I send you a link. I haven't sent you a link in a minute. I haven't sent you a link.
Lie to y'all.
I got something for you.
Every I say probably about 2 years because we've been here before. Every like 2 years, Courtney has a little I guess you would say era where he's just like
something new.
I don't need anything. I just gotta
I
think it's
I'm
me.
good.
You know,
I'm
it's not the
settled.
plugins right now.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
me. I gotta figure out something new.
I gotta work on myself.
Right.
You know what I mean?
You know,
Before
and
you buy a
then
new plugin.
the plugins will be better. You know,
That's true,
bro,
too.
I'm telling you, man.
That's true, too.
Last time this era hit, remember that, Courtney? Remember
Courtney
Trilly
was
and Courtney
tricking.
with sound to like Courtney was cool. He was like,
Tricking.
I'm good where I'm at.
He had
man.
Dada Life like crazy. He was on that. He was like
Sound
sausage
Toys.
fat.
Yo, Sound Toys needs
I was here.
VST3. Sound Toys needs VST3.
You've been pretty cool right lately.
I've been chilling. I'm not
That's
gonna
good.
lie.
I'm actually very happy for you.
I'm actually, cause I know I think it is too. I think it's I downloaded finally. Shout out once again East West and Opus. I downloaded their Hollywood
vouch for
pack
them. Yeah.
finally. I'm not going anywhere else again.
That's been the one for a while for a lot of people.
Bro.
I've
East West?
yet to go there, but
Hollywood
Me
strings
too. I used
and
to have
everything.
it back in the day because they were the first ones, and if you had to have the computer to actually,
Sure, yeah,
you know,
the
like hold
processing
it.
power to even get through it.
OD.
Exactly.
They had a I forgot what it was called, but I don't know if it was called Choir or whatever it
Yes.
was, where you could type in the phonetics of bro and
Crazy.
just and I could type in like say this, but you had to phonetically type.
They have it now. They have it now
Oh
too
my
for
God.
the other vocal banks as
I'm
well
sure
too.
it's better than it ever
When we
now,
do-
algorithm wise.
When we do that plugin versus show, because I want to put East West against Spitfire so bad.
That's a-
it's all out.
It's a great
war.
versus. It's a great versus.
Yo,
It's a
Yeah,
great
that's a
versus.
solid competition.
Y'all
Yeah.
gonna find it. Y'all gonna find it. We
I'm
gonna-
not
we
gonna
gonna-
lie to
Shout
you.
out to you. You
'Cause
put me on the
oh.
Spitfire. I'm not gonna lie. Like and
For sure.
Man, what up? We
And you
used
put
it
me
a
on
lot
the
for
8 and 9.
Boys.
Come on,
For
bro.
Boys Don't Cry. We use that a lot. Like
I'm
we
telling
use that
you.
a lot.
Okay.
If I had AJ Hawkins,
Oh my God, that would have been so
it would've
perfect.
been a good story.
Yeah, that would have been so perfect. Don't worry,
Sneaky
next,
link.
next
I gotta see
one.
that verse,
We
though.
working. We gonna
Boys
work.
Don't Cry 2 on the way.
I want to see that
No,
versus
it's
though
not.
so
No,
bad.
it's not. That album is not on the way.
I gotta see that versus though, because them
yeah.
string runs in East West, I gotta see what it
It's
is
nuts.
in Spitfire.
Right.
Spitfire is smoky. Yo,
Spitfire's OD. The
This is gonna be dope.
expressions.
I feel it's gonna be dope.
So I do want to say this. So the plugin that I've been using, that I've been just like, bro, it's been blowing my mind and changing everything for me as of lately. Is obviously on this podcast, I've been super obsessed with phase. I've been reading and just studying like phase relationships.
It's
and
a
stuff.
rabbit hole,
It
man.
is. It really is, and it's been changing my whole process. So the plugin I'm really into right now is from Acoustica. Shout out to them because they've been wilding.
I know it. Can I tell you?
secretly.
It's
Come on.
What is it?
Acoustica just dropped it too, bro. Mixcraft 10, man.
Okay. First of all, whoa, hold on, that because that
First of all,
hold on, let's
congratulations
end
on
with
that
that
too,
because
by
that's
the way.
wild.
You said wowzers.
But because that's crazy.
Yeah,
but
let's
the
look it up right
plugin
now.
I'm
What's it
using
called?
right now is called Space Control.
Space Control.
Oh my God! When I mean to me, this may be my top 3 stereo imaging plugins on Earth. And the reason why is because not only can you have width algorithms of changing width and stuff like that with the band widths, like different bands. So it's not an overall. It's like, okay, I want to change the.
It's like vitamin.
It's like exactly. You choose bands.
Sleeper.
But here, vitamin still to this day hits. Yeah. But here's the caveat. In Space Control, they have this thing called phase limit. Okay. Where basically you can widen something, but you can say correct the phase and make
as it's widening. Ooh, because that's the number one thing with manipulating the space like that.
Exactly.
You take that. What's the the isotope joint?
Oh yeah,
you take it all the way. I want to hear this in the back of my head.
Neck.
Yeah.
That's insane.
But this even the other day I used it and I didn't even use the widen function. Somebody's mix was just way off. I was like, oh, your phase is messed up, and I went to the band, found it, and dog, I just hit the phase limit and corrected it. Bro, the whole good. Mix, the client was so blown away. He was like, yo, how did you do that? Because literally all the punches, because you know how you widen something, all the punches gone. So it literally brought everything back to the middle in just like a specific range. Dog, the whole mix was hitting. Like, so that plugin, I do want to show love to that. I think it's Luca I forgot his name, but it's by Luca.
Yeah, it's Luca Brasi.
Yes, and he's ill. Like, he's so ill.
Speaking of stereo widening plugins, all right. I don't grow up a lot, but I made the decision last week.
Whatever that means.
Bring this one up.
I made the decision last week. I'm ready to retire it. Y'all been telling me for too long, and I think I'm prepared, man. S1.
I just mixed a couple instruments with that too.
R.I.P.
R.I.P.
R.I.P. S1.
It was on life. I was trying to keep it alive.
Yeah,
bro.
no.
S1. Stop. S1,
I'm cool on that too.
It depends. I guess it depends for me.
It destroys the middle of
It does destroy the middle a lot.
It destroys your middle.
And when you have to turn the volume back up, it gets annoying.
It's gone. It's like I stopped using it because I used to use it for my delays and reverbs. I used to always put S1 imagers just to widen my stuff. But what I started to notice like the middle information when you use the imager kind of just like
it's inevitably going to get squashed if it's not a really advanced plugin.
Exactly. So I feel you on that. I'm with that too. I'm done.
Okay, so I guess
what I would
Space Control.
love to do, and what I tried to do, and then I realized, hey, Antares really only makes vocal plugins. I wanted to put Duo. I was going to put Duo on the master, or no, bust everything out to Duo, and then just have it be like just to bring. It just
to give it an image.
It was so fire.
Right.
It was just a concept I had, but Duo only processes mono. Because it's only
it has to be mono first.
In order for it to work.
And there's no stereo version of it.
You can cheat too. You can cheat with using it. I mean, it's going to take a little while. Like, you got to do a little because you could just take your whatever the track is,
bust down to a mono
create it mono.
Open heart surgery. He works at FL. He's not doing it.
That's what I was saying. I was like, how would you even do that?
You're talking to somebody that mixes 2 tracks. I don't care.
Hey, you mix 2 tracks?
Oh, 2-track. What? Vocals over the 2-track. I'm
of course.
Bringing the whole thing into a session.
Wait a minute.
Come on.
Yeah, the beat and the vocals, man.
Yeah, beat and the vocals. It's hip hop.
But you produce.
Wait, I do that too.
You just gave him so much ammo.
I'm sorry, I know.
I do that too. Can I tell you what I
should
should do?
Just mix the beat separately, bro. It's okay.
I'm about to say, like, you know how
I don't want to do that.
You know how I got you know how I have my demo artist problem? You know what I do when I actually get to my mixes?
What?
Because you see me, I'll create in Ableton. If I'm not recording in Ableton, I'll just take the beat over to Pro Tools and record in there.
Right.
I literally get the mix right, just like Levin said, in both places perfect. And then I'm just like, okay, now for the final mix. And I'll bust out the vocals, and I'll just copy my settings and be like, okay, just small minor adjustments.
Let's do a poll.
Mind you, also too, it's been what, my fault, 2 years since I had Pro Tools, still have not mixed anything.
In Pro Tools?
Like an actual song, like an actual full mix.
You still haven't mixed in Pro Tools.
Don't miss it.
You're gonna adapt to that?
I'm just so scared.
Come on.
I'm just so scared.
Let's do a poll
He's
around
for anything not FL.
Oh, he so is. Yeah,
absolutely.
exactly.
What's that saying? The enemy, my enemy is
It's my friend.
Come on. So, big game.
FL
Do you
and
mix?
Ableton linking up.
Do you mix your 2 tracks or do you mix with the beat stems?
Normally, what I'm listening to, I mix with the 2-track.
Nasty work.
2-track.
Yeah, definitely.
Fari,
Nasty
2-track or beat stems? Come
The
on.
2-track?
Yeah,
No, can I tell you what type of guy Fari
course.
is? My boy Fari, I sent him an MP3 and he was like, yo, I'm ready to mix this for the album. And I'm like, what? You mixing an
Nasty
MP3
work.
2-track?
Yo, okay.
That's
so,
OD.
So here's my thing. When it comes to anything music, I never say there's a wrong way to do anything, right? Like, because everybody has their process. For me personally, right, being that I just have so much more control over my stuff, and here's my reason. I have summing amps and stuff like that in my sessions, so I get to take advantage of stemming out all of my kicks, my snares, and running them through so much beautiful analog circuitry, which you don't need.
We're broke.
Yeah,
we get it,
it's
bro.
not about no, but it's not about.
And also using outboard gear in FL is insane. No one's doing that ever. Ever.
Yo, I don't know if I've ever
Imagine what
seen
that
like
sound
someone
is
like
like.
yo,
It would sound crazy, but no one's gonna.
Oh, it would sound nuts. That would take FL people to the next, to the moon.
Yeah.
With y'all saturation, with y'all plugins, that'd be nuts.
Of course.
You know what? That's how I would love to. I would love to end it like that.
What?
I just thought of it and I lost it.
No.
Good.
Well, good. Let's have you keep it. Once again, AJ, I want to say thank you so much.
No, for sure,
for
man.
stopping by.
Appreciate
I don't even know if you realized, but that was an hour. We were just talking for an hour.
Yeah,
Like just
cool.
going and
It
stuff.
flew by.
One more time, I just want you to shout out your site and everything where people can get you, your information, everything. I want people to know who you are, what you got going on in the whole nine. Please give it to one time.
So I am AJ Hall. If y'all don't know, I make drum break samples for producers, specifically for producers. I actually play them on real drum sets, not like a lot of these other sample pack guys that just sell you sample packs full of ripped stuff from vinyl. I'm not one of those guys. I actually play the drums. Play drums for a living for the last 15 years. Been making drum break samples for the last 4 years. So it's, think of the 1970s classic Bill Withers meter sound, all that. Grimy drum breaks, perfectly loopable. I make them from scratch in my studio. You'll never get a recycled sound from me ever. Leftfielddrumbreaks.com, man. Yeah. Let's go.
And the code for your site
the
for
code
today
is Ribbon. Ribbon.
Code is Ribbon.
RIBBON. That'll get you, I'm making it up on the spot, 35% off all packs.
Boom. And go now because it'll only be up for a limited time. So go now. Go right now. Won't be up like that forever. So
Man,
heck yeah.
Can I tell y'all something about AJ too? You know what I really like? I like when my people, meaning my producers, are confident about their shit. Like,
Oh yeah.
Dude, I get it. Yeah, let's be nice to everybody, but talk your shit, man.
That's you,
right?
Yeah.
And my boy, I was on TikTok just scrolling, and I saw another pack that kind of got my attention.
Yeah.
Right. And I went to the comments to see if people was rocking with it.
Right.
My boy AJ at the top. That's cool, but mine's are better.
Every once in a while, every once in a while, I gotta drop in and be like,
That's cool.
Get a little salute.
Yeah,
salute.
But when y'all ready for the real thing,
come through.
I remember what I wanted to say.
What?
And this is a whole nother episode. We might do an episode about that later on. When you said, I'm not saying there are wrong ways to do things. There are absolutely wrong ways to do things.
Here and there.
There's wrong. I'll say this. There's wrong ways to comment on producer podcasts.
Oh
videos.
my gosh.
There's
very
wrong
true.
ways to do that.
For real, because we got a lot of know-it-all. You know this community. There's so many know-it-alls. Like, well, this and that.
Well,
blah, blah, blah.
actually, yeah.
I
recorded Pearl Jam in 1994. And
Oh my! I hate. You know what I say? You know when I know they lost the battle when you're bringing up what you've done.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
As soon
If
as
you have to,
if
you have to list your credentials before you say something,
you've already lost that
it's
battle.
out of there.
You know what that's
You're out
like?
of there.
We get that.
That's like, yo, but you don't get shorties though.
Oh yeah, it is like that. It is like that.
Let's go band for band
Band
right
for
now.
band right now. I'll be band for
Sure,
band. 100,
sure.
2,
But you ain't
3.
making money
But
for
you're not
real.
getting money, bro, for real.
That's OD.
Anyway, we
Discuss it,
we gotta kill this. Once again, thank you guys for listening. Once again, this has been the My Audio Nerds podcast, the podcast for audio nerds like yourself. Please make sure you comment, like, and subscribe. Remember that one lucky comment in the comments here will get that VIP Gold Edition EQ for free. And make sure you put your @name for Instagram so we can DM you. Once again, thank you guys so much. Clap it up one more time for AJ Hall.
Hold
Hold
on.
God never lets me in.
Hold on.
Mess up my outro.
No, you know what sounds great with AJ Hall drums?
What?
My new pack, Golden Hues, now available.
There you go.
LJ's
Double plug.
LJ's archive.com.
LJ's
Use
Archive,
code
I like
HMD for 20% off of the new pack.
Right.
And comment 90 biddies. One more week. We're doing this.
90 biddies one more
Oh,
time.
boy.
We're out of here. This has been the My Audio Nerds
boy.
podcast. Take us out, Cam.
He said the biddy.
Shout out Berger.
Not the 90 days.
I was going to ask him